A young boy named Goto Kusanagi travels to Italy with a mission to return a peculiar stone tablet to a woman named Lucretia Zola, given to him by his grandfather. However, little does he know that this peaceful trip will turn from Animal Crossing setting to God of War. What beautiful woman named Erica Blondelli appears before him, claiming to be a mag of the Black Copper Cross. Erica ambushes Goto, demanding the grimoire tablet from him. In the midst of their encounter, a monstrous wild boar suddenly emerges. Erica and her maid Ariana Hayama rush to attack the divine beast in a car, but Erica's strength proves futile as it seems to not even affect the divine beast. Meanwhile, the MC runs into the rogue god Goto, with no sense of stranger danger, explains that he is delivering the grimoire to someone named Berthragma, aka the rogue god. Goto examines the stone tablet and departs after realizing that Goto possesses the power to defeat him. Back in the Italian Bay, she is still fighting the giant boar but gets blown away by it. Fortunately, Goto manages to rescue Erica just in time, and surprisingly, the giant boar vanishes. Erica explains that these boars are heretical powerful beings that only magic users can perceive, and they bring destruction to the world. After learning about Goto's intention to deliver the grimoire to a woman named Lucretia, Erica agrees to accompany him and offers her assistance by driving him to their destination. Upon meeting Lucretia, who unlike Goto's expectations, turns out to be a young and attractive woman, mommy material, Goto and Erica present her with a Prometheus grimoire. Lucretia returns it to Goto, revealing that the grimoire he possesses is derived from the legendary Book of Prometheus, and entrusts him with the responsibility of safeguarding it. The following day, Goto and Erica encounter another rogue god named Melkart, who was a bit of a Chad. He was resurrected by Verethragna for a duel. Erica pleads with the heretical beings to cease their conflict, but Verethragna attacks her. This prompts Goto to ally with Melkart in order to defeat Verethragna. As the battle unfolds, Verethragna wields a divine sword capable of cutting through divinity and uses the sword to pierce through the shield. As Goto witnesses the sword piercing through the shield, he uses the grimoire's power to calm a hum at a horse in Verethragna's face, stealing his golden sword, and to add insult to injury, the main man styles all over the edgy kid and French kisses the Italian chick, unleashing his power and killing Verethragna, earning the title God Slayer, also known as Campione. In his dream, Goto awakens to the sound of a voice and finds himself resting on a girl's lap. She introduces herself as Pandora, a generous woman known as the mother of all Campions. Pandora reveals that Goto has been reborn as the seventh Campion, also known as God Slayer, after sacrificing his life to defeat Verethragna. However, his dream ends abruptly as he wakes up, preparing for another day of school. To his surprise, he discovers Erica in his room, completely naked, acting all lovey-dovey. The situation becomes more awkward when Goto's sister, Shizuka Kusanagi, disapproves of Erica's presence, leading to a humorous attempt by Goto to explain the situation. At school, Goto is relieved to have escaped Erica's company, but his relief is short-lived as Erica transfers to his school and announces that she's in love with Goto. Determined to prevent any embarrassment caused by Erica, Goto tries to escort her out of the classroom. I guess virgins will be virgins. That said, Goto's son mistakenly grabs the new addition to his harem, Yuri Maria. Elsewhere, a man named Sasha Dijinstal Vobin, another Campion, assigns Liliana the task of retrieving the Prometheus grimoire from Goto. But back to the new best girl contender, Yuri reveals her knowledge of Goto's status as a Campion Nan and introduces him to Toma Amakasu, who explains that Erica's affectionate behavior is an attempt to recruit Goto into the Black Copper Cross. Which is a valid concern because with looks like that, I too would be willing to join any cross organization, even a law across a team. Later, Goto confronts Erica about it. Therefore, she promises to show him her real feelings the next day. Goto finds himself back in Italy, much to his dismay. While waiting with Ariana for Erica's arrival, Goto unexpectedly encounters Athena, who challenges him to a fight. However, Goto declines, leading Athena to label him as a fraud before departing. Erica finally arrives with Italy's representatives from the Society of Magicians. She challenges Goto to a duel in order to demonstrate his abilities as a Campio to the representatives. Summoning a real sword, Erica launches a series of slashes at Goto, but he manages to dodge them all. She then summons a steel lion to attack him, but Goto utilizes his powers to slam the lion to the ground with a combination of strength, speed, and charm. Goto emerges victorious. Impressed by his abilities, the members of the Black Copper Cross decide to grant him the Gorgonian, a powerful grimoire. Also, he finds out that Erica chose to be with him out of true love, not by orders from her superiors in Japan. Amakasu warns Yuri about an impending disaster involving Goto and seeks help elsewhere. Athena arrives in the city, invoking her powers. Meanwhile, At school, the other girls disapprove of Goto and believe he's not worthy of Erika's affection. Feeling rejected, Goto leaves. Yuri approaches Goto on the rooftop and questions him about bringing the Gorgonian into Japan. She is shocked to learn that Erika gave the medal to Goto instead. Upset, Yuri schools Goto, warning him to be careful with his actions as they could bring about the end of the world. Yuri reveals a prophecy she heard from Princess Alice of Heaven, who is renowned for her accuracy. The prophecy states that the world will be thrown into the underworld when a certain god regains power. Erika arrives and announces that as the new king, Goto is strong enough to defeat the Gorgon. She asks Yuri to use her maiden magic to identify the summoner of the Gorgon. Yuri tracks down the summoner and discovers it as the rogue goddess Athena in her lowly form, and she is currently in Japan. Athena desires to battle Goto and reclaim her serpent, the Gorgon. However, before they can fight, Athena traps Erika in a barrier. She reveals that despite Goto's goodness, she intends to stop him and kisses him. Yup, if a god doesn't kill him, he's for sure gonna have an FBI case on his hands by the end of the series. Anyways, a magical kiss causes Goto to lose consciousness, but Erika manages to break free and defend him. She proclaims herself as Goto Kazanyaki's knight and engages Athena in a duel in her holy lands of Longinus. Erika traps Athena momentarily and escapes with Goto. Meanwhile, Yuri rushes to the battle to seal Athena with her magic but encounters Liliana, who informs her that their plan won't succeed. Luckily, Amakatsu arrives, using his magic to immobilize Liliana, and they retreat together. Elsewhere, Goto regains consciousness with Erika by his side. She presents him with two choices: either they allow Athena to find Yuri and the Gorgon, bringing about a disaster, or he can use his powers to resist and fight the goddess. Though Goto feels manipulated, he agrees, and Erika kisses Goto to transfer information about the origin of the Gorgonian. Because there is no other way to transfer information in an ecchi show, they come up with a strategy that involves Medusa's backstory and mythology. Amakatsu and Yuri are hiding with the Gorgon, but they know they can't evade the goddess Athena for much longer. Athena summons swarms of owls to search for them. Meanwhile, Goto and Erika are too far away from Yuri and Amakatsu to arrive in time. However, Goto instructs the Shrine Maiden to think of him and say his name so that he can use his borrowed powers to teleport. When Athena breaks through the Shrine's defenses, Liliana steps forward to defend Yuri but is easily overpowered by Athena's immense strength. Athena takes hold of the Gorgon and uses it in a ritual to restore herself to her original form, a quite well-rounded form, if I say so myself. However, she realizes that some of her powers are missing. Yuri remembers Goto's mane. She successfully summons the Campio now, along with Erika. The restored Athena addresses Goto as a despicable demon king, and he summons his golden sword, asking Athena to leave peacefully. But she refuses. Before Goto confronts Athena, Erika gives him the key to victory in the form of, you guessed it, a ton fight. Goto transports himself and Athena to a golden world under his own authority to challenge the goddess. Athena summons snakes to attack Goto, but he uses his sword to penetrate her divinity and reveal her true origin as the former Mother Queen of the gods, the goddess of death and wisdom who was overthrown by male gods led by Zeus. Erika explains to Yuri that Goto is using his powers from Varath-Ragna to weaken Athena by cutting through her divine history. However, Goto's sword eventually loses power as Athena recognizes that he is using the abilities of the Persian god of war. Goto summons Varath-Ragna's Steves to restrain Athena, allowing him to use Erika's Lance of Longinus to defeat her, returning her to her lowly form. A severely wounded Athena asks to be killed by Goto, but he chooses to spare her because how can you hurt such a cute face? After she vanishes, Erika feels disappointed because she had planned for Goto to defeat Athena in Japan so that he could acquire the goddess's powers. Nevertheless, she is still pleased with his victory. The following day, Goto pays a visit to Erika, attempting to wake her up. However, Erika responds by trying to seduce him and asking for his assistance in dressing her. Meanwhile, Yuri experiences a disturbing dream featuring Sasha Djinstall-Vobin, whom I hope I won't be repeating his name, is another powerful individual known as a Campione. Yuri's sister believes that she has a crush on Goto. Yuri's imagination runs wild as she wonders about the possibility of marrying Goto. However, her thoughts are interrupted when she sees Erika sitting on Goto's lap at school, which frustrates her. Later that night, Goto receives a phone call from Salter Ferdoni, another Campione, who refers to Gono as his best friend and rival. The pretty boy tells him to fight Sasha, who is currently in Japan, to become stronger. During a bath, Liliana unexpectedly ambushes Yuri, who desperately tries to call for help. Fortunately, Yuri is kidnapped and taken to Sasha, who claims her as his possession. Now, I can't tell if the guy looks like a vampire or like a rat, but he sure looks ominous as he tells Yuri that he intends to enact this sacrificial ceremony of summoning a god to ease his boredom because the old one was stopped by Salvatore 4 years ago. Later on, we see the four-eyed subordinate asking Goto and Erika to rescue Yuri from the rat man since only a campione can face another campione. Meanwhile, Yuri firmly refuses to aid Vauban in his malevolent scheme to unleash a rogue god and sow chaos in Japan. She goes as far as declaring her intention to take her own life to prevent him. However, Vauban, using his powers derived from the god of Ozurus, summons deceased adversaries who have been resurrected to serve him. He cruelly reveals that he can bend Yuri's will even in death. Erika and Goto manage to trace Robin's location, but he retaliates by sending his undead minions to attack them. Among them is a formidable golem, which Erika defeats by exploiting its vulnerability, the destruction of its head. Meanwhile, Yuri confides in Liliana, who is burdened with guilt over participating in the Shrine Maiden's abduction. Erika and Goto persist in battling through Vauban's defenses, reserving God's authority for the impending duel against Robin. Once the power couple meets Sasha, Erika manipulates Sasha into believing that Salvatore said that the elderly should accept their age and the youth should take over authority. In response, the rat man arrogantly suggests a game between kings and agrees to let Goto take Yuri, challenging them to outmaneuver him until dawn. As they flee, Erika cautions Goto that they cannot hope to escape far and encourages him to face Roman head-on. However, since Vauban is an ancient campione, Erika is unaware of his weaknesses. Erika also discloses her knowledge of Yuri's dark history with Vauban, which involves sacrificing pretty girls, including Erika herself, to summon a rogue god. After 30 minutes pass, a classic hide-and-seek game turns into Hunger Games as Sasha summons a pack of wolves to chase them. However, Erika defeats them. Unfortunately, this action enables the rat man to track them down, and the seasoned campione arrives with his army of undead servants. Goto employs his horse Avatar of the Sun to obliterate some of Robin's minions, but the horse is devoured by Vauban, who transformed into a wolf-like creature. Realizing the risks of employing his other avatars without understanding Vauban's weaknesses, Goto chooses to retreat alongside Yuri. Erika decides it is best to withdraw from the confrontation. Unfortunately, as Erika is retreating, she is confronted by Liliana. Simultaneously, Yuri realizes that Goto is severely injured. She attempts to heal Goto, but he reveals that campions cannot be affected by magic from the outside. Yuri suddenly has a premonition and understands a clue regarding Vauban's weakness. Erika and Liliana engage in a fight, and during the duel, Erika questions if Liliana is being forced to serve Vauban, as the Liliana she knew would not have supported his tyranny. Liliana reveals, just like Erika, that her grandfather promised her to Sasha. Deinstall Vauban, her king. Yuri and Goto arrive to try to stop the fight, and Erika manages to embarrass Liliana by revealing a romantic novel she wrote and hid in her desk. The group confronts Vauban, and Liliana resigns from her servitude with the campione. However, Vauban transforms into his wolfman form, and using Yuri's hint, Erika kisses Goto, bestowing him with the knowledge of Sasha Dayon Salvoban's weakness, empowering him. Goto transports himself and Vauban to his golden world, where he reveals that Vauban is utilizing the stolen powers of the god Apollo. Goto manages to pierce through Vauban's divine authority. Although Goto has defeated Vauban's authority derived from Apollo's powers, Vauban still has his dead servants. Erika and Liliana defend the group against them while Yuri realizes a potential connection between Osiris and Apollo and imparts her knowledge to Goto without hesitation. Yuri passionately kisses him, reconstructing the sword as well. The little willy inside his pants, I'm sorry, but I cannot add punctuation to explicit or inappropriate content. Goto defeats the Death Servants, which forces Count Douchebag to resort to his authority over the weather deities, launching a lightning attack against Goto and Final Gamut. However, Goto uses a goat to control thunder, empowered by the will of Erika, Liliana, and Yuri. The home team manages to imprison the dead spirits and crush Count Sasha the Douche, Vauban. However, Sasha manages to survive and prepares himself to attack with dawn breaking. The old man with the girl's name decides to concede to Goto. Meanwhile, Yuri faces Liliana and informs Goto that his goat avatar drains energy from his allies. Taking advantage of the situation, Erika steals a kiss from Goto. Back in Italy, Goto is vacationing on a beach with the best girl, the second girl, the wolf, and the maid. Gentlemen, we finally arrive at the beach episode. They enjoy playing volleyball together and relaxing in the baths. However, the main man seems to not enjoy it as he tries to escape the scene. Unfortunately, Goto runs into the rest of the group in the hot springs, and Yuri scolds him for being perverted. Later that night, while everyone is sleeping, Goto escapes from the castle. Athena suddenly appears and informs Goto that a battle is imminent. She expresses her excitement to take part and transports him to an island using a beam of green light. Meanwhile, Salvatore has broken into the castle in Napoli and discovers a pillar emitting divine energy, the seal of Hera. Liliana arrives and asks Salvatore not to do anything, as there are powerful forces at work. Gorgon reveals itself in the spring. However, Salvatore ignores Liliana and uses his invincible blade to break the seal, summoning a divine beast in the form of a dragon. Liliana watches in horror as the dragon is attacked by the rogue god Perseus, known as the legendary dragon killer. She pleads with Perseus to spare the dragon, as its life is tied to the island. Just as Perseus is about to kill the dragon, Athena and Goto arrive in time to defend Liliana. Liliana explains to Goto that Perseus is the immortal enemy of mother goddesses and dragons. Athena consumes the dragon herself, preventing further harm. Goto asks the two gods not to fight on the island to protect the humans from the conflict. Liliana retreats with Goto, warning him that Perseus now has an interest in him. She implores Goto to defeat Perseus to save the island from destruction. However, when Goto explains that he lacks the power to do so, Liliana is shocked to learn that he gains power from others through kisses. When Perseus pursues them, Goto calls forth the boar to attack, but Perseus survives. Perseus shoots Goto with an arrow in the chest. Before Perseus can kill Goto with another arrow, Athena intervenes by attacking Perseus, claiming that Goto is her prey. After hearing this, Perseus decides to retreat and wait for Goto to fully recover before battling him as a campione. Meanwhile, Athena disappears, telling Liliana that she will be the one to kill Goto while Goto is unconscious. In a dream, Pandora tries to cheer him on as a campione. The following day, Goto wakes up in a hospital with Liliana by his side. Liliana's maid Karen and base maid tempts Liliana approve of her love interest in Goto, much to her boss's embarrassment. They return to the mansion to strategize and figure out how Perseus was able to seal Goto's authorities. They suspect a connection between Perseus and the Persian god of war. While exploring the balcony, Karen asks Liliana to get closer to Goto and seduce him, as her organization, Bronze Black Cross, has become weaker compared to their rival organization, the Copper Black Cross, due to Erika's closeness with the God Slayer. Suddenly, Athena appears and urges Goto to fight Perseus. Goto asks if she has information on Perseus's weaknesses, but Liliana refuses Athena's help when she asks for a favor in return. Later, Liliana schools Goto to be more careful and not owe any favors to the gods. Later that night, Goto is shocked to find himself paralyzed. Liliana reveals that she has poisoned him so she can meet Athena alone at the beach to gather information. At the beach, while Liliana meets with Athena and has a vision about Perseus's identity, Athena hints that Perseus has an important ancestor connected to the Persian god. Meanwhile, the king of Swab prevents the other girls from reaching Goto. This allows Goto to fight Perseus alone and grow more powerful. The maid tells Liliana that the only way for Goto to defeat Perseus is through, as you guessed it, a kiss. But she can't bring herself to kiss him because her first kiss needs to be with her true love. Since Goto doesn't want to force the issue, he escapes the mansion. However, Liliana quickly catches up to him. Perseus finds them and brings Goto to duel with him in front of a crowd of spectators. Goto uses his authority and chooses a bull from Verthragna to fight against the rogue god Perseus. Goto attacks with a pillar, but Perseus easily slices it in two. The fight continues, and although it's evenly matched, Perseus disables Goto's authorities and strikes him with an arrow. Liliana recites a rhyme and kisses Goto, offering her loyalty to him. In exchange, she asks him to kiss her multiple times, and through their kisses, she passes on her knowledge to Goto. Goto confronts Perseus once again and takes him into his golden world, revealing his identity as Mithras, a sun god worshipped by the ancient Romans and the former master of Erythriuma. He uses his words of power to cut through Perseus's false identity as a Greek hero, using a giant sword to cut through Perseus's bow and Mithras's authority. Although Perseus is still able to pin Goto with his sword, Goto decides to use his camel avatar from Verthragna. With the camel avatar, Rona, Goto is able to repel Perseus. When Liliana tries to help, Perseus is able to control her with his authority as a fabled hero. However, Liliana manages to break free of the spell through the power of love. He complements their use of the power of love as he is pinned by Liliana, and Goto uses his boar avatar to defeat Perseus. Liliana goes to heal Goto but feels hesitant to kiss him. Athena arrives and kisses Goto instead. Anyways, the wholesomeness ends when Perseus is killed by a shadowy figure holding a scythe and then devours him in her serpent form. At the hospital, Erika and Yuri arrive, and Erika operates on Goto to take another mistress back in Japan. Yuri receives news from Anastasia that she is losing Goto to the Italian mages and needs to strengthen her connection to the Campione. To Yuri's surprise, Liliana transfers into their school, leading her sister Shizuka to scold him for bringing another girl from Italy. At school, a fellow student named Anna introduces herself in the tea ceremony club and pledges her loyalty to Goto. After school, Erika takes Goto out on their first date. At the end of the date, Goto and Erika share a romantic moment during which Erika expresses the need for Goto to be more considerate of his feelings towards her and the other girls. Suddenly, Anna interrupts the date and challenges Erika for the main girl's status, leaving that as a Japanese campione, Goto Shin of Japanese mistresses. However, Goto intervenes to stop the duel in a surprising turn of events and reveals herself as an Advent mage capable of using magic without relying on a rogue god's power. As a result, Goto is sent to the astral plane, leaving Erika in a state of panic. Without hesitation, Erika jumps into the astral plane as well, and Anna decides to pursue them by leaping into the portal. Meanwhile, Shizuka waits for Goto while watching TV when suddenly the roof collapses, and to her surprise, Athena appears, seeking to meet Goto. Goto finds himself in the astral plane, and as he walks, he feels carsick because of its environment. Shortly after, Goto comes across a hut. Upon entering, he sees a man cooking something. The man introduces himself as Susanoo, a pretty chill god and also Anna's guardian. While Goto learns who Susanoo was before retiring to purgatory, Shizuka is cursing her brother for ditching her and questions Athena about her relationship with her brother. She misunderstands the goddess as another girl interested in her brother. Elsewhere in the astral plane, Erika and Anna are fighting over Goto. Anna insists that, as a Japanese campione, Goto should only have Japanese friends and companions. Returning to Goto, who has refreshments with Susanoo, he starts to have headaches. Susanoo explains that he is beginning to be filled with memories of the universe and jokingly challenges Goto to a duel. He reveals that Anna is defeating Erika but has become possessed by the sword Ama no Murakamo. Anna allows the sword to possess her completely, which enables her to strip Erika of her magic. Liliana and Yuri follow the strange magic residue to the location of the duel, and suddenly Amaterasu arrives to inform them that strange things are happening across the globe. Meanwhile, Goto steps in to save Erika and takes them to his golden world. He uses his words of power to reveal the sword's origin, stating that his honored weapon outmatches it. The sword retreats with Anna as Goto tends to injured Erika. Goto attempts to transport them back to the human world but finds himself unable to do so. Erika reveals that the air of the astral plane has poisoned her and that she will soon die. She tells Goto to take care of Liliana and Yuri and confesses her true love for him. She wanted to share a future with him. Goto has a vision of Erythriuma, who reminds him that he is a powerful campione. Goto fully absorbs the last of Earth Ragna to gain authority over youth. They share a kiss, and he is able to imbue Erika with protection and heal her once again. Amaterasu arrives to fight Goto and Erika. With Erika fully healed, she's able to use her imbued power to fight against the sword. Goto manages to extract Anna from the sword monster, to which she expresses her gratitude. Suddenly, the astral plane cracks, and they are summoned back to the human world, where a dark version of Athena, the goddess Menace, absorbs the sword. Since Goto is low on power, the group asks him to run away with the other Athena and Erika while the rest of the group decides to fight Menace together. Amaterasu takes them to Mount Fuji, the most sacred place in Japan, and reveals that Athena has lost her powers and memories to Menace. Erika uses her memories of Goto to give her strength, while Yuri and Anna trap Menace so that the two Italian mages can attack her at the same time. Goto is hiding in the shrine when Athena asks him if she is a god. Menace finds them, and Goto swears to defend Athena because, as the god slayer, it is his duty. Goto orders Menace to return to being Athena's snake and uses his authority to fight her but is outmatched by her power. While the snake is able to strike Athena, severely injuring her, Athena grabs Menace, giving Goto enough time to summon his horse avatar to attack. But it is not enough. Athena is absorbed by Menace, allowing her to transform into her full form. The group arrives, and Goto receives help from each of the four girls to expose Menace's weaknesses. And you know what that means. Yuri immediately kisses him, passing on the knowledge of their plan. Goto takes them to his golden world, and Anna kisses him, allowing her to take back her sword from Menace. Liliana kisses him, and Goto uses his words of power to determine her motives, which are to destroy the world and seek revenge against Zeus. Finally, Erika also kisses him, giving him enough power to resist Menace's attacks and separate Athena from Menace just before she can reabsorb her. Athena kisses him, and he is able to combine all the swords and his world into a massive scythe, allowing him and Athena to defeat Menace together. With Menace eliminated, the world returns to normal. Athena thanks Goto, and he realizes that this was the plan all along. He is amazed that he is able to receive the goddess of blessing. Later, at Goto's home, all the girls fawn over Goto during lunch, while Shizuka is sick of all the girls obsessed with her brother. And just like that, the story of a young Japanese man becoming a god slayer and